Holy moly, you guys. this this video is going to be my honest review of putting this album together. OMG. Y'all, this is me raw and uncut. I'm only going to do this video once. I am posting it. I don't even know where to start. So today is December 8th, 2025. And a couple of months ago, I chose to use this album for a class, my next Folio class. And it's Christmas. There's another video that I posted earlier today when I went live. So you can go see that. And then because there was a delay with me getting the paper, I kind of put off putting the Folio album together. Otherwise, I would have done this video a lot sooner. So, where do I even start? I can't change what the album I'm using, so I went ahead and just went through this, but I wanted to do this video because this video is going to be posted with the class videos, but also if you're out in the world and you have done this or you're looking to do this, because it actually is a really cute album. It's a 6x8 album. This is by Photoplay. I love their albums. Let me first say that. I absolutely love their albums because they are already cut and scored for you. Photoplay has a complete lineup. They also have paper collections and stuff as well. You can go to their website and go check them out. But they have a whole series of videos where instructors are doing step by step on how to put their albums together. And I have followed those and never had any issues with putting these albums together until now. I've done their 6x8 albums before, but let me tell you, this one got me anxious throughout it. The instructions in certain spots were a little out of order. And so as I was following along and realizing stuff, and then she would go back and say, oh, by the way, you probably should decorate. Yeah. Oh my God. I even had to break out the undo 2 times. Yeah. And because I'm using some really good double-sided tape that I get from another crafter friend, Kathy King with Paper Phenomenon, I get her maker's tape. I've got this one, and then there's another one that's thinner than that one, but I like using this one for the folios because it's a little wider. So because I'm using great tape, and if you mess up, you mess up, but that's why you have to make sure you have undo on hand. So yeah, there's so many instructions with this album that they had to break out and do. Let me see if I can upload it so you can see it. Let me see if it'll let me upload. Image file. There we go. Hold on. I'm uploading this because I want y'all to see this. There we go. So not only were there so many instructions with this album, y'all, there's 24 steps in this album that normally, if y'all put these albums together, y'all know that they normally print the instructions on the inside of their inserts for their albums. But there were so many, and she even mentions this in the video as well. There's so many instructions that they had to go to a whole pamphlet with 24 steps. And if you look at my screen, they had to break up their instruction video into 2 parts. And the first part's 43 minutes long. And let me take this banner off because I don't even know. Yeah, let me take that banner off. I didn't mean to have that banner going. It was probably going in this morning's video and I didn't even notice. But anyway, if you look at the screen, there's 2 parts to this video. Now, I would guess if you shaved off a few areas where she's showing the completed video and then chit-chatting a little bit, that you might save 5 minutes per video, maybe. So yeah, 2 parts. First one 43 minutes long, the second one 43 minutes long, a whole pamphlet with instructions. And then let me show you, let me get back to my big screen here. I'm frustrated. I'm ready to take something to chill me out. I don't even want to cook now for dinner, y'all. Okay, so this is my version. Let me put that off to the side. This is my version of the completed album, and there's reasons why there's loose stuff falling out here. With, yeah, there's reasons. So let me close this and show you. I'm gonna fix it, but I'm not gonna fix it until I decorate it. Okay. So this is the album. It's just a normal album. On this section right here, I did not put it comes with magnets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's like 5 magnets, because one's over here, if I didn't lose it, to hold this closed. All right. That holds it closed. And then you open it. And then when you open it, you start seeing this mess. Okay. I did not put the belly band down because in one of the areas, let me bring this down a little bit more. I did not put the belly band on the very first page because as I completed the belly band, I think it was, I can't remember, y'all. Literally, my mind is so frazzled after watching both of those videos. And it actually took me longer to watch the videos because I was pausing it in order to do each step as she was doing it in her video. So if you're taking this class, I apologize, but that's why I'm doing this video, to kind of give you a heads up on what to expect with this particular folio album. Okay. They're generally not this hard, really. So I don't know what went wrong. And even when you go look at the comments, a couple of other ladies thought the exact same thing. So I wasn't the only one to give them feedback regarding this particular folio album. But this is the belly band that goes on the front, but I did not adhere it. I went ahead and put the tape, and I went ahead and wrote on the back where it belongs, because this actually goes in the front. And if you go watch the videos, you'll see the completed. But this part needs to be decorated first before you put the belly band down. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem unless you want a really wide edge to this front right here. So that's the belly band that goes there. And then when you open it up, you've got, sorry about the lines on there, but you've got these zigzag pockets, which I had to go through those steps twice. And even then, after I was done, then the lady says, what you'll want to do is trace that angle that you cut at when you go to decorate it. And at that point, I was already getting frustrated. I honestly was already getting frustrated because she said it afterwards, after we went through and put all this down. Then she said, you'll want to trace it. So I'm going to have to kind of retro with a piece of scrap paper or cardstock. I'm going to have to literally put these pieces down in order to trace that angle so that when I go to cut my pattern paper, it fits. Otherwise, it's going to be horrible trying to get those particular angles. Okay, those are 3 zigzag pockets that we had to put on. So that would be basically thing number 2. You basically need to decorate the album as you go along in order to be able to complete these steps. I know it's crazy. Who does that? I don't do that. I like putting my stuff together and then I go back through and decorate. But this one really had me, you guys. And I'm sorry about those lines. It's because of the white paper, but I can't keep my hand up like that. So anyway, there's lines going across. So then you come across your little, this little flap. Okay. So same thing. This thing flaps up. No biggie. But then you get to this pocket down here. My repositional tape is not sticky. So this pocket, I went ahead and put my adhesive on, my strip adhesive, and said this is the pocket for under the flap. that actually goes down here. Okay, so that when you close that, that pocket is kind of peeking out from the bottom right there. But you can't put this on until you decorate the back of this. Right? Okay, so then we keep moving. I'm going to scooch this over. And hi, kitty. There's a cat here. Same thing with this pocket. This is a triangular kind of diagonal pocket that we made that I think, y'all, I think goes on here. In fact, I'm pretty sure it goes on here, but I don't know. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So I just had that kind of taped down. Same thing. You can't put the pocket down until you decorate. Otherwise, you can see. So then you open this up, and then you've got this one side over here, and then you've got this one side over here, which is a whole nother page. But this part in the center, same thing. There's magnets that go on here, and that'll help hold this down. They're not on there now because they're just not right now, because there's a part in here I have to finish. But this part opens up, and then all of a sudden this card pops out. I think that's a really cool feature. I can't pick this up, but you can kind of see it. It kind of hovers above this larger card. The larger card's not even down in there. Okay, it does go down in there, but I haven't put it down there yet. Why? Because you got to decorate the back. That's why it's just kind of tacked down right there. But I liked this feature because I thought that was cool. When you open it up, you've got another part that pops up, but you can't put this down. I went ahead and put tape where it belongs, but you can't put this down because why? Anyone? You got to decorate. You got to decorate that side. And then, of course, after this was already put on, then she says, and don't forget to decorate this part right here. And I'm like, I'm done. I've already put these down. So I'm literally going to have to think when it comes to measuring around this part right here. Or since this is not down and I can move it around, I do have the option of using my undo to pick these pieces up, because if you look at these pieces, they're like that. Okay, they're like that, so that this card can stay hovered above, and then that'll give me the opportunity to decorate these pieces, decorate this side, and then be able to put everything back down so that when you open it, everything's decorated and you don't see any spots. But this one does require a couple of the magnets to help hold that closed, but I can't put that down until that's decorated, right? And then you get over here and you've got this page, which is fine. It kind of, it encases that middle part right there, right? I guess it could go either way. And then you've got this page over here, which looking back at the end, when she was showing the completed video, I'm not even sure I did this one in the right direction. She did say you could put it from the right, you could put it from the left. The lady in the video did hers on the left. It looked really cute, but I went ahead and did it by her instructions. But I don't think this is in the right spot, but I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. But I chose to make the pocket open from the right, for the simple fact that when you close this album, if you're putting anything in there, it's facing this area, and that'll help keep it, like, the contents from coming out too easy, as if you had opened it from the left. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. But that still gives me the opportunity to to decorate this piece right here, this spine. But let me make sure. Something just didn't look right about these two, right? Okay, this pocket, where did that go? I think that came from that one. I need stickier tape, you guys. Okay, so now what? After everything was said and done, I have an extra sheet, and I don't think it's an extra sheet. I don't think it's an extra sheet, you guys. And I'm like, what that tells you how much you really have to pay attention to these instructions, because at this point, without going back and making sure I got each page, I don't know if this was an extra sheet that was included or if I just completely missed a step. And if I had to guess, like, I know which way it's got to be folded because this one has 2 score lines and we're going to be putting adhesive on this side. It's a whole nother page. I think it goes right here. I don't know. I don't know. So now I got to figure out, where does this page go? And what went wrong, even though I was literally going step by step by step. I even rewound the video and went back and re-listened to certain steps to make sure that I was getting that right. So I got to get some better sticky tape to keep those on the same pages. But based on these other ones, I think this one goes right here to flap that way or that way. I think. Please don't quote me on this, right? This is my personal review and will explain why I am so frazzled right now, because I'm like, I'm using this for a class. If I'm this frazzled by the time I completed this and somehow I ended up with an extra page, I can't imagine what I'm going to be putting y'all through if y'all take this class. But what I will say is, Photoplay, while I do appreciate the fact that y'all do a great job with cutting these to size. I've never had any missing pieces, any messed up pieces. I like the fact they're all scored. I like the fact that y'all do videos to show us how to put these things together step by step by step by step. And I have never had a problem with any of your albums until this one. And apparently I'm not the only one. Whether somebody decided to make a comment or they kept it to themselves. Hey, kitty. So I'm going to figure out where this one goes. I'm going to go back through the printed steps. Your book that you included with all the steps to make sure. Yeah. So at this point, the only option I have in order to really complete this album, which I needed it to do anyway, is I'm going to have to go back and all of the base sheets that I need to decorate, I'm going to have to at least put those down so that I can actually attach the belly band and then keep moving. And then I'm kind of having to work kind of backwards and forwards, back and forth, so that I can actually complete each step and I can figure out, where did this one go? And if it's extra, it's extra. That'll just be a bonus page, but I don't think it's extra. I honestly think within all the confusion of putting this together that I literally missed a step. That's how confusing this one was. But yeah. My personal opinion, if you're a beginner, stay away from this. Stay away from this. I mean, go in warned that if you follow the video, she does say in some areas, before we go putting other things down, you'll want to decorate this part. But there were a few areas where she went through the steps and then she went back and said, oh, you'll want to decorate. Well, she didn't say it like that, but she said, you'll want to decorate this, before you put this down. But by that point, we had already put that part down. So you can go watch the videos yourself. Tell me what you think. I don't recommend this for a beginner. I don't recommend this for an intermediate person. You literally have to be on a more advanced level with putting folio albums together to understand putting this together, because there's so many steps. But when you're done, I'm gonna hope and hope I'm gonna hope that even after going through the frustration of putting this together, and then figuring out where this loose page goes, that once the album is decorated, I know it's going to be gorgeous. And that is the good part about the Folio albums. Even if, let's just say, because it's very possible in all the confusion of putting this together, it's very possible that I missed this step. If I decide to put it here, or if I decide to put it, I don't know, back here, it'll be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. But you do have to keep in mind that where you do put it, wherever it belongs, there's a reason why certain things fold, and there's a certain reason why on some of their things they have double score lines. If it's folding over something, or if it's accounting for some, all the things that you're going to put in there. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But I know the album is going to be beautiful when it's done because the paper is gorgeous. And I know this is just one little small hiccup, but I don't think it had to be this difficult, but it was. And I haven't even put on the magnets yet, you guys. That's one set of magnets you have to put on before you decorate, and another set somewhere in the instructions you have to put on. She suggested to put it on afterwards, so that it covers up the magnet in that particular area. But yeah, that's my personal review of this Folio 10 album. And I hope I never have to do or feel the need to do another review on albums before. And I just want to say, if you're taking my Christmas Village Folio album class to go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you get frustrated, and maybe you won't be frustrated. Maybe you'll completely, go through this whole thing and won't have any problems. And that's what I hope for. But I had problems. And if I had problems, and I'm one that generally will stop, pause, go through the step. Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Uh-oh, what did she say? Back up. Watch it again. So I even know, and I'm a very visual person, so I like these visual aids that they provide between the videos and their instruction sheets. But that is a lot of instructions for a 6x8 album. But I know in the end it's going to still be gorgeous. So I say this because if you're doing the album and you've goofed, or you've decided to voluntarily change something, it's okay. You make it work. This is your album. And you move on, right? Because these are handmade things. Well, at least the decorating and assembling, everything is handmade. I like that they've done all the work, but boo-boos can get covered, right? Boo-boos can get covered, and we want to thank the people that make undo because this really is, I wish I could have found like a smaller bottle that was a little easier on my arthritic hands, but this was the only one I could get my hands on. I think this was last year when I bought it, and you can see, you can't see it from that angle, but it's down to like right there. I've used it. It works. I've only used it with paper crafting items, but yeah, make sure you have some of this when you're putting together some of these albums, especially if you have some really good double-sided tape. And what I'll do is I'll put the link to Kathy's website down below in the description so that you can see. She's got this one. I've made like literally a complete mess on my desk. She's got this size, and then I want to say there's a 6-inch wide one. I've never had to use a 6-inch wide one. I just generally can get away with using these two. But I'll put her link down in there, so if you want to check it out and go buy it, it's very reasonable, and there's a lot. There's a lot on here. So you're going to have a lot of double-sided tape for a long, long time. So anyway, that is my personal review. And yeah, the next video I'll do will end up being the actual video that shows the Folio album decorated. So keep a lookout for that. So make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, or you're following me on Facebook, whichever it is. And until then, I can get this file open. I'm still getting familiar with my little buttons here. Yeah, until then, we'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.